Hey everyone, how's it going? So, if you watched my positive video, here's the negative video, and I'm gonna title it um, things that the negatives and why I'm returning it. So, um, I liked this tool, but I think it's the same as a V8, so that's not a big deal. This comes on a V8. Although this is a neat feature, it's not like a deal breaker it's not like a make it or break it for me. So this head here, as I said before, it rotates smoothly, and when you turn it on, it vibrates a lot. And I think they did it to give people the impression that when you put it on the carpet that it's, beating the carpet, but it really isn't. This whole boot here is like rubber or silicone, and it just drags on the carpet. I mean, if you're pushing it with the power, not pressing the power button, it adds a good amount of drag. And if you use it on like a linoleum floor, the very edges here, you can see it leaves like scuff marks on a linoleum floor. So, and then I've noticed in the short time that I've had it, it's already wearing down here. So for someone that doesn't really care about vacuums and the average consumer, I see this failing and then eventually tearing pretty soon. So I'm not exactly sure why they did this, but I don't really see any positive attributes to it. And the head itself in use compared to my other one, my 59 motor head, which is kind of a standard motor head that they even used on the V8, I don't really think this one cleans all that much better, even though the opening here is wider. When I got it on the carpet, it doesn't seem to pull up the pile as nicely as my 59. So even though these brushes are a lot denser and fuller than my 59 one, it's like they're just not extending beyond the base plate enough. And whether it's because of that or this thing gets in the way, but it just doesn't seem to groom as nicely as my 59 and pull up the fibers of the carpet. And it's unfortunate because you can tell it spins a little bit faster than the V8s or V7s, and it's torquier, but it's just like it doesn't just doesn't seem to do as well. And although this is a good idea, like if you've got, like, I frequently leave my like mini motorized tool on my other one attached sometimes if I go to empty it. With this, no matter what tool you have, you always have to take it off to empty the bin. So not a huge I know they say it's better, but honestly I don't think it's that better. And plus, it's a little bit longer. It's got to go up here and then out this little narrow opening, whereas the other ones, it's right from the wand right into the bin. There's hardly any channel there at all. The eject feature is okay, but that's on a V8 too, so not a huge deal there. It's a lot heavier than a V6, a V7, or a V8, and I don't feel that it's, having the tools at the end is more balanced. I'm like on the fence. I don't think it's awful, and I don't think it's great. I'm somewhere in between. Like, I don't notice. I just used my motor head for the first time since I've got this, and I'm like, wow, this is just so much lighter to use. So I don't know. And then having this thing concealed like that, people say, oh, you don't even have to fumble to put it on. I'm like, for me, I still have to kind of angle it so I can see exactly where it is when I go to put the tool in. And although I like the design of this filter compared to the other ones with the little cone thing, their cyclonic technology on this is not as good as the other ones. In the 5 years or whatever it's been since I've had my other one, you can't even see in the little area of the cone that you can kind of see the dirt. There's not remotely this much. So the efficiency of this Cyclone has a lot to be desired. And someone said something about pushing the max button when you're doing big things. I did do that in my one video, so it would spin faster and be more efficient. And I have done that, and honestly, it's not made a difference at all. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I should have mentioned in my positives. I mean, it looks cool, but I mean, for $700, I mean, granted, I didn't have to get the full, all-out absolute model, but I typically tend to like the full-featured machines. With all the tools, if there's the top of the line, I tend to just gravitate towards that. That's just me, whatever. So yeah, for $700, like, I'm not blown away with its just everything. I don't feel like the performance is worth like $200 more than I spent on my other one at the time. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of let down. This is certainly not a corded vac replacement by any means, unless you live in an area with just hardwood floors that you're vacuuming. Then I guess you could get away with this. But at the same time, if I lived in an area where it's just bare floors and the occasional scatter rug, I wouldn't be buying a $700 cordless vac. I'd probably choose one of their cheaper ones, because honestly, you don't need to deep clean a hardwood floor with a beater bar brush. You could just get away with a model with a fluffy head and purchase whatever tools you want separately and just be more economical if that's your thing. If you don't care about money, then by all means just buy the $700 thing, and just to say you can have it. That, I don't know. But for me, it's just not worth it compared to what you get for it. So, I don't know. I just was expecting more, but at the same time, I was kind of being a little pessimistic going into it, that I'm like just seeing it. I'm like, I just didn't see enough changed here, and sure enough, when I got it, I mean, not enough has changed. And then I saw this rubber boot thing, and then after using it, I'm like, that's just not good at all. The other one, when they just had the strip of that like felt material, I thought that was fine, and that did the job really well. Never had an issue, and like I said, the other ones, they really groom, and this one just doesn't seem to groom as well. It just does not pick up, it doesn't make it stand up on the pullback stroke if you go in the right direction compared to my other Motorhead model. So, yeah, just not enough good things to justify keeping it. So, hate doing negative things, but I just figured I'd share what the negative things, what I feel are negatives, and why I'm not keeping it. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day.